To start, you want to basically put 2 feet on the pegs and release the clutch, plenty of power. Because you're in the sand, you want to make sure you've got lots of power. Standing up the pegs gives you better traction as well. Especially if you keep your weight back on the bike, you get your weight over your back tyre, and it also stops the front from digging in. You can also turn the bike using your weight and the power, especially in this loose sand. The way setting the camera up, I actually stopped the bike, and when I got going again, it just dug straight down into the sand. Very, very loose sand. So what you want to do is you want to try and pull the bike back, so you want to dig out some of the sand from behind the tyre. You also want to make sure the front tyre is not going to be impeded by some sand, so you kind of dig that out a bit of a groove. In this one I've tried to put the power on and just push with my legs, but it hasn't worked. My weight on the back of the bike has just made it sink too much. It's really, really soft sand. A lot of times if you're sitting on the bike, it's the easiest way. So I've just tried to push it out and give it power, but it hasn't worked. So once again, get back, try and pull the bike back. So dig out the sand from behind the tyre, pull it back. These bars are great for pulling the bike back as well, and the front tyre as well, so clear out the sand from in front of the tyre and pull the bike back. Then you want to give a heap of power right at the start to get some momentum going, and just keep going, keep that power on, and hopefully the bike will dig its way out of the hole. So a lot of the riding I'm doing is along the riverbanks. It's quite sandy, but I've found some rocks, so I thought I'd give them a go. Just to build some confidence. I started at the low end first, just to see how the bike could handle. Something to keep in mind is as you're going up, you want to keep your weight forward, so lean forward as much as possible, and then when you're coming down, you want to keep your weight as far back as possible. So I just decided that was pretty easy, so I just moved on to the steeper stuff. Got to the top and then decided I needed to find out which way I wanted to go. So kind of turned the bike around, went down. So I went up and down a couple of times. This stuff's not too bad. I'm not worrying about braking or anything like that as I'm coming down, because it's not that far until you get to the bottom. Something I noticed last week when you go up these hills, when they're really rocky, you don't want to put too much power on, because some of the larger rocks can slip out from underneath the back tyre. And when that happens, the back tyre can jump around quite a bit, so you want to keep your power fairly consistent. Obviously if you start to slow down or slip a bit, you do need to apply more power. But just to put more power for no reason, you've got to be a bit careful with that. I didn't get the opportunity to do a lot of single track riding, so this kind of stuff is great practice, so that when I do end up doing a bit of single track riding, I don't get so freaked out when I hit some rocks or something like that. So it's just good practice in a very controlled environment. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give us a thumbs up, and if you subscribe, I'll have more videos out probably in about a week or two.